Doing own voice over soft music. Jungkook walked into the living room with a laptop in his hand so as to work while sitting on the couch, but there he saw his mom walking here and there, being impatient. So Oma, he called his mom, getting her attention, and she faced him. Cook, you aren't going to office today? She asked him after noticing him being not ready for his office. No, Oma, today I'm gonna work from here, he said, and Jungkook's mom nodded her head and she again started working here and there. Why isn't she here yet? She said to herself while looking at her phone screen, but it was loud enough for Jungkook and he heard it. Oma, are you waiting for anyone? He asked his mom and she again faced Jungkook. Yeah, my best friend is coming. She said she is almost here an hour ago, but still she didn't reach here. Jungkook sighed. Oma, they will come. Have before he can complete, the doorbell rang and a white smile appeared on Jungkook's mom's lip. Finally, she is here. She happily rushed to open the door and Jungkook smiled, seeing his mom so happy. Jungkook's mom opened the door just for her eyes to sparkle with adoration and love after seeing the girl in front of her. Wine baby, she hugged Wine tightly and Wine too hugged her back while closing her eyes just to feel the mother's warmth and love. Jungkook's mom pulled back from the hug and cupped Wine's stick. It's been a long time you didn't came here. Why? You forget your auntie? She said while making a little sad face. No, auntie, you know now we are at our final year, so lots of study pressure and all. Oh, okay, come inside. Saying this, both walk inside the house. Vine walked into the living room just for her heart to start beating fast after seeing her crush sitting on the couch wearing sweatpants and baggy t-shirt, working with so much focus, making him look so and handsome. Vine bit her lips to control her feelings, but failed. She started rolling over Jungkook, but soon she came to reality. Vine, you still standing? Jungkook immediately looked up from his laptop screen when he heard the name Vine, just to see Vine already looking at him. And Vine too came to reality when Jungkook's eyes meet her, making her heart to skip a beat, and her cheeks turned red, so she immediately looked down at her feet, making Jungkook smile, seeing his effect on her. Go and sit on the couch. I'm bringing drink for you, she said while slightly pushing Wine towards the couch, and she walked off to kitchen. Why don't you take a seat? Jungkook asked Wine, making Wine more red and shy. Yeah, saying this, Vine walked to the coach and sat in front of Jungkook, and again her eyes fall on Jungkook just to see him still looking at her with his intense gaze on. So she looked at her lap, being playing with her finger. How are you doing? Jungkook asked Vine and looked up from her lap. Fine, and you? She shuddered, being shy, and Jungkook smiled a little, seeing Vine's red cheek. Good. Had plans for today? He asked as Vine was dressed up nicely. I'm going out with Leah. Okay, have fun. Vine just nodded her head, but Jungkook's next word made her whole face red. By the way, you're looking good in this dress. I like it. Vine blushed. Thank you, she shyly said, and at the same time, Jungkook's mom came with a glass of juice. Vine, dear, have this. She gave the juice to Vine and she took it from her. Thank you, auntie. Saying this, she gulped the drink in one go because she wanted to run from here, as Jungkook's intense gaze was making things more difficult for Vine. Auntie, I will go to Leah. She placed the glass on table and stood up. Yeah, she is in her room. Vine just nodded her head and rushed to Leah's room. Jungkook smiled cute. Did you tease her? She asked Jungkook as Vine's red face didn't gone unnoticed by her. No, Oma, I didn't do anything. It's just she is shy around me. What can I do about that? He said, making his mom nod her head. And at the same time, the doorbell again rang. Jungkook mom frowned. Now who is it? She asked herself, totally forgetting about her best friend's arrival as she forget everything when she saw Vine. This time it might be your best friend, he reminded her, making Jungkook's mom's eyes light up, and she rushed to open the door and Jungkook continued his work. Vine entered Leah's room and closed the door, gaining Leah's attention, who was doing her makeup. Oh God, my heart will come out, she said to herself while placing her hand over her to control her fast beating heart, and she closed her eyes but soon opened it when she heard. What happened? Why your face full red? Nothing. Are you ready? Shall we go? She ignored Leah's question and asked her, yeah, just put on my dress and then we can go. Vian just nodded her head and walked to bed and sat down waiting for Leah to get ready. Jungkook's mom opened the door and she widely smiled, saying, finally, Clara, you came. I was waiting for you from a long time. I'm sorry. On my way, I gone to pick up this brat from airport, she said and moved a little aside. And surprise, she said, making Jungkook's. Oh God, Kia, is it you? Yes, auntie. Where is Jungkook? She impatiently asked Jungkook's mom. Jungkook mom chuckled. He is here. Kia cutted her off in excitement after hearing Jungkook is at home. I will go to him. She, without wasting further, rush inside the house in excitement to see Jungkook. Let them talk. They might have lot to talk. Clara nodded her head. Let's go to backyard. We will talk there freely. Yeah, sure. Come, let's go. Saying this, they both left to backyard. Kia entered the living room to see Jungkook working, so she slowly went behind Jungkook and covered his eyes, making Jungkook a little startled. Who is it? He asked while keeping his hand over Kia's hand, which is above his eyes. Guess who? The voice sounded familiar to him and he immediately recognized it. Kia, he said, and Kia smiled widely after knowing Jungkook recognized her correctly, so she took her hands and Jungkook turned around to see Kia and he got surprised. Jungkook surprised, oh god, Kia, when did you came today? Why you didn't told me yesterday when we both had a call? Well, I wanted to surprise you, she said and walked in front of Jungkook, who also kept his laptop aside and stood up. But Kia jumped onto him and hugged him tightly by his neck, making Jungkook to place his hand on either side of her. Did you miss me? Kia asked, still hugging him, but Jungkook's answer made her broke the hug and Jungkook took his hand from Kia. No, I didn't miss you. Kia made a sad port, making Jungkook chuckle. You are so bad. Ash, how can I miss you when we always talk to each other through phone? Kia smiled. Okay, leave it. Come, I have lots of things to say to you. Saying this, she pulled Jungkook to the coach and started talking. Vine and Leah walked down the stairs while Leah was telling Vine what all things they have to do today, along with noting it down in her phone so that they can remember it later. Vine, first we will do breakfast outside and then shopping, and then Leah continued her list while passing the living room. As Leah was so lost she didn't notice Jungkook and Kia, but Vine's eyes fall on Jungkook and Kia sitting so close to each other, making Vine so jealous and heartbroken as he all was talking to Kia with a wide smile and both laughing while looking at the phone screen. Wine, come, we are getting late. Wine faced Leah, who was standing near the open door. Yeah, coming. She took a last glance at them just to see them both happy together. Wine thought, let it be Wine. It's not like he is your boyfriend or anything. It's just a crush, right? She reminded herself and took a deep breath and walked to Leah. All the day Leah and Wine done their shopping, enjoyment and all, and finally at night they came to club for a little more enjoyment too. Wine, you are drinking more than usual. What happened? Leah asked Wine after noticing Wine was all silent and was just drinking and drinking. Nothing, she said, even though the thought of Jungkook and Kia was roaming in her mind. So she again took a glass of drink and drank it. Oh god, now how will I take her back home? She said as wine was now totally wasted. But soon Leah got an idea. Yeah, Oppa. She immediately took her phone and called Jungkook. Kia went back home after having lunch and spending some time with Jungkook, and now Jungkook was working on as he didn't work before because he got busy with Kia. Jungkook was working with so much focus, but soon his concentration went to his ringing phone, so he took it after seeing it's his sister. What, Leah? Oppa, can you come to club? She said, making Jungkook angry. Jungkook called, what the Leah? Who gave you permission to go to club? He shouted on Leah, making Leah roll her eyes. Leah called, come on, Oppa, we are not kids. So Jungkook raised eyebrows. We. Don't tell me you took Ryan to the club. Leah called, of course she will be with me. Jungkook signed, okay, why you call me? Just tell fast I'm busy. Leah called, wine is wasted, so I need your help. She said, making Jungkook tense for wine. Jungkook called, I'm coming, send me your location. Leah called, yeah, Leah cut the call. What happened to her? She never drinks till she is wasted. Jungkook's heart ached thinking something is bothering Wine. That's why she drank. He was deeply thinking what happened to Wine at the time. His phone rang and he looked at his phone screen just to see Leah send him the location. So he immediately got up from bed and changed his clothes and took his car key and left. Jungkook entered the club and searched for Wine and Leah, and finally his eyes caught Leah, so he walked to her. Leah, he called Leah and she turned around to say, thank God, Oppa, you came. She was drinking and finally she passed out. Jungkook's eyes fall on Wine, who was now laying on the couch with closed eyes. Jungkook said, I will take her home, you go. Okay, saying this, she took her things and left. Vine, he sat next to her and called her, and Vine immediately opened her eyes when she heard the voice she loves the most, just to see her love. Vine smiled. You came, she threw herself on him, and Jungkook held her securely while Vine hid her face in his neck. Why you don't drink this much? He asked while cherishing her hair, but didn't got any response, so he backed off a little just to see Vine again passed out. Jungkook sighed, I think we should leave. He took Vine's thing and then picked her up in bridal style and walked out of the club. Jungkook tried to make Wine sit on the passenger seat, but Wine was tightly holding Jungkook's shirt. Wine, leave my shirt. He tried to remove Wine's grip from his shirt, making Wine to come to her senses, and she tightened her grip on his shirt. No, if I will leave you, she will take you from me, so I won't leave you. Jungkook frowned. Who will take me? She. Wine's eyes turned teary, remembering the morning incident, making Jungkook's heart ache. No, I won't leave you, he consoled Wine. Sure, Jungkook just nodded his head with a small smile. I'm tired, she said, and again leaned on to Jungkook's shoulder, still tightly holding his shirt, leaving Jungkook with no option to drive with her on his. Jungkook stopped the car in front of Wine's apartment, and then he looked down at his, just to see Wine sleeping while lightly snoring with. You are so beautiful, Wine. He got lost in her beautiful face, but then he came to reality when Wine moved a little on his as she was making herself comfortable. But it made things for Jungkook. Wine, he numbed and gulped his lump and tried hard to control. Wine, what's your door password? She asked Wine so that he can put Wine on bed before Wine makes things more difficult for him. But no, Wine just moved a little more as she was deep in sleep in Jungkook's embrace. But he bit his lips and hold the steering more tightly to control himself. I think now I have to take her to my house. Saying this, he drove off to his house as fast as possible before things got out of control. Jungkook carried Wine to his bedroom and laid her on his bed and slowly tried to remove her grip from his shirt. But don't disturb me. Saying this, she pulled Jungkook's shirt more into her, making Jungkook to lose his balance and he fall on top of Wine, resulting their lips to touch. It's so soft, she mumbled against his lips and took his bottom lips in her, and that's it. Jungkook lost his control and her back. Wine opened her eyes only to feel her body sore and her head ached too. My head. She grabbed her hair by one hand and other hand went to her lower abdomen to cherish it as it was paining too, but her eyes wide open when she felt a muscular hand wrapped tightly her, and she turned her head to other side just to see Jungkook sleeping so peacefully. One wide eyes. What the? Automatically her eyes land on his just to see him and nail mark over his, and she predicted what might have happened. Oh God, it's not what I'm thinking, right? She immediately peeked at herself too just to see herself too. And now she got it that she had it with him. Oh no, she took Jungkook's hand from her and got up from bed and took her dress from floor and wore it, and lastly she took her things and left the room. Wine, be fast before Auntie or Leah see me. Oh God, what will they think of me? She said to herself while rushing down the stairs. Wine peeked into the living room just to see no one, so she took a deep breath. No one is here, let's just leave. Saying this, she turned around to leave, but Wine, you were here? Wine stopped on her step and turned to see Jungkook's mom walking out of the kitchen. Yeah, Auntie. Wine shuddered, being of nervousness, and Jungkook's mom stood in front of her. Jungkook smiled. You and Leah might have a stay over, right? Yeah, she said while nodding her head. But where were you going this early morning? She asked, taking Wine off guard. Home, we need to go to college, she said, making Jungkook's mom understand as it was Sunday, so they have to go. Oh, okay, but before that, why don't you wash your face and do your hair? It's messy, she said, making a red tin appear on Wine's cheek due to embarrassment as she forget to check herself before leaving Jungkook's room, as at that time she just wanted to run. It's okay, just go and freshen up, then I will ask Jungkook to drop you to your house. Jungkook's name made Wine more nervous, so no, it's okay, Auntie, I will. Before Wine can complete, Jungkook's mom remember about her cooking. Oh God, my dish. She rushed to the kitchen, but Wine freshen up and call Leah too to come for breakfast as it's almost ready. She shouted from kitchen and Wine signed and left to Leah's room. Wine entered Leah's room and saw Leah walked out of the washroom, and Leah saw Wine. Leah frowned. Wine, you here at morning? Wait, did you stay here yesterday? She asked her after noticing Wine still in her yesterday's outfit. Yeah, I. She shuddered and looked here and there, avoiding Leah's gaze on her, so has to find a lie as she can't say that she slept with her brother. What Wine? She stood in front of Wine, but Leah understood that Wine is trying to hide something as Wine was sweating badly and her eyes were shaking. But then Leah saw something on Wine's neck, so wait, what's this? She pushed Wine's hair a little aside and her eyes wide open in surprise after noticing it. Wine frowned. What is there, Leah? She asked her while touching her neck. Nothing. Why don't you go and freshen up? You are reeking of. Yeah, Leah, can you give me a dress of yours? Yeah, sure, but first you take this and go. She gave towel to Wine and pushed her towards bathroom, and Wine left as indeed she was smelling badly. Leah screamed. Seems like you had a good time with my oppa. You were smelling like him too. She whispered to herself and walked to her closet to get a dress for Wine and came back. Wine, I kept dressed for you on bed, she said while leaning onto bathroom doors. Yeah, okay, I'm coming out. Yeah, take your time and get ready. I will be downstairs waiting for you. She shrimp and left the room. Jungkook opened his eyes with a bright smile as today he was going to welcome his day with his love, but his smile faded away when he found himself alone on bed. Baby, where are you? He called Wine but got no response, so he got up from bed and took his pan from floor. But at that time he realized that his only are lying on the floor. An unknown fear rushed in him and he immediately wore his pant and shirt and checked the room but didn't find Wine nor her things, so he rushed out of room to search Wine. Oma, did you saw Wine? He asked his mom, who was now watching TV. Yeah, she and Leah already left to college. Jungkook looked at the wall clock and it was 10. Aren't you going to office? She asked him as he was late. Yeah, I am. Saying this, he left to his room thinking that he will talk to Wine later. Jungkook called Wine has still time. He was waiting for Wine's class to finish and soon the call connected. But yes, Oppa, what do you want? Leah, it's Wine's phone. Why are you answering it? Because she is busy in what? Oppa, we got project, so right now we all are doing project. Oh, okay then, but let Wine know that I called her and also tell her to call me when she gets free. Okay, saying this, both cut the call. Ush, I'm missing her. He placed the phone aside and continued his work. Here, Leah gave the phone to Wine as Wine made Leah to take the call because she doesn't know what to say to Jungkook. What did he say? Wine asked, making Leah shrimp. Nothing, just to call him after you get free. Saying this, Leah went away to her group member. But no way, I'm going to call him. What will I say to him? It's better to avoid him. Yeah, Wine said to herself and went to do her project. Jungkook walked down the stairs fully ready to go to his office. But Leah, is your project done? He asked her after seeing her freely sitting on the couch and watching TV. Yes, Oppa. Yeah, just yesterday night we finished it. Leah just answered and again focused on TV. But Jungkook's eyes sparkled after hearing Leah. Finally, I can see her, right? He whispered to himself and walked outside. No way. She was holding a pregnancy test and it was positive. What will I do now? Should I tell this to Jungkook? Yeah, I should tell him. And rest he will decide whether he wants the baby or not. But I will keep you, baby, she said while placing her hand over her tummy. Jungkook was holding his phone thinking whether he should call Wine or not, and at the same time his phone rang and he looked into the phone screen just to see it's Wine calling him, so he attained the call with wide smile. Wine, before he can say further, Wine cutted him off. Jungkook, I need to see you, she said, making Jungkook so happy that it's the first time in 3 years Wine talked to him without being shy. Yeah, tell me when and where you want to see me. I will be there in 10 minutes. No, I will come to you. Just tell me where are you now? I'm at company. Okay, then I will be there in 30 minutes. Okay, saying this, Wine cut the call and Jungkook immediately called his secretary inside his cabin. Yes, sir. Just inform the receptionist that if a girl named Wine comes, let her in and you to look after it. Okay, yes, sir. Saying this, Mark left and Jungkook impatiently started waiting for Wine. Why she isn't here? Should I call her? He was about to call Wine, but a phone call came and he looked into his phone screen hoping it's Wine, but no, it was one of his business partners, so he attained the call. Wine, is Mr. John in his cabin? Receptionist smiled. You Miss Ryan, right? Wine nodded her head. Yes, Miss Wine, sir is in his office. Please go to the top floor. Thank you. Saying this, Wine walked to the elevator. Wine reached Jungkook's office doorstep. She knocked the door but got no response, so she slowly opened the door and went inside just to see Jungkook facing the big window and talking on phone. But what she heard made her heart break. Yes, Mr. Lee, me and Kia both are engaged. Yeah, my fiance is my mom's best friend daughter. That's it. Wine's soul left her body, and unknowingly her eyes got teary, and she felt like now there is no need of talking about her pregnancy to him because she got his answer without even informing him. So she turned around to leave but bumped into. Oh God, I'm sorry. You okay? He asked, but then he noticed Wine's teary eyes. I'm sorry. Saying this, she ran away, and Mark just kept looking at her disappearing figure in confusion. But then he realized it's Wine. So, Miss Wine, he shouted, but too late. Wine was long gone. Jungkook heard Mark scream, so he, Mr. Lee, I will call you later. Saying this, put his phone aside his pocket and walked to the door just to get it harshly opened by Mark. What happened? Sir, Miss Wine crying left the place. He said as he wasn't able to form word. Jungkook frowned. What? Yes, sir. I saw tear in Miss Wine's eyes. Jungkook's heart ached and he immediately rushed out of the office to follow Wine. Jungkook reached outside his company just to see Wine getting into a cab drive off, so he immediately went to his car and followed Wine. Thank you. She paid the driver and walked to her apartment. Meanwhile, Jungkook just parked his car and ran to Wine. Wine opened the door and was about to get in, but Jungkook pushed her inside the house and locked the door. She screamed while her eyes tightly closed as it was unexpected. But why you cried, Wine? He asked Wine, and Wine opened her eyes just to see a heavy breathing Jungkook. Wine don't know what to say as she can't say that she is pregnant with his baby when he is engaged to someone else. So she bit her lips, which made Jungkook lose his control. So he smashed his lips on her, making Wine wide open her eyes in surprise, and she got more memories of the day when she was drunk. Don't disturb me. Saying this, she pulled Jungkook's shirt more into her, making Jungkook to lose his balance and he fall on top of Wine, resulting their lips to touch. It's so soft. She mumbled against his lip and took his bottom lips in her. And that's it. Jungkook lost his control and her back, and Wine too replied back to his, which made him realize that Wine is drunk as he tasted from Wine's mouth. So he pulled back. Wine, no, not now. You are not in your right mind. He was about to get up from Wine, but Wine again pulled him back more into her. No, I want you. You don't know. I was craving for you from 3 years. I love you from 3 years, she said, making Jungkook's eyes wide open in surprise. You love me back, Wine smiled. Yeah, I love you so much. Saying this, she cupped Jungkook, shook and again him, and this time Jungkook, without thinking twice, again her back. Wine came to reality when she remembered that she confessed her feeling to him, which made Wine a little shy. So she pushed Jungkook, who was still her. It's wrong, you are engaged, she said me while avoiding his eye, making Jungkook confused with her. What's wrong in that? Yes, I am engaged. Wine cut him off. Wine's cover. You are saying it as if it's nothing. Jungkook frowned. Yeah, isn't it normal for engaged couple to each other? He asked Wine in a quite serious tone. Yeah, it's normal. That's why you should your fiance, not me, she said, making Jungkook laugh. Wine, are you perhaps pranking me? Why would I prank you? Jungkook rolled eyes. Come on, babe. You are my fiance and I am you, he said, making Wine's eyes wide open in shock. Wine from what did you say? You are my fiance. Wait, Jungkook noticed Wine's confused, shocked face, making him frown. Don't tell me you don't know that we both are engaged. No, I don't know. I thought your mom might have told you. Actually, she tried to tell me that she wants me to get married, but I refused it as my focus was on my studies. Oh, wait, but why you cried and ran away? Now he again remember what she heard. I heard you talking on phone that you and Kia are engaged and she is your mom's best friend daughter. Jungkook think for a while has when did he say that, and soon he remembered his conversation with Mr. Lee and understood that Wine took it in other way. So yeah, I mean I'm engaged to my mom's daughter, best friend daughter. You and Kia is my cousin and she is engaged to her lover. He corrected himself, but Wine felt guilty. Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you saying sorry? Actually, I thought to hide this from you. Jungkook from hide what? Wine took the pregnancy strip from her bag and gave it to Jungkook. What's this? He took the strip and what he saw made his eyes teary. You pregnant with our baby? Wine just nodded her head and looked down at her feet, being shy. I'm so happy. He picked up Wine and her, which Wine happily replied back. I'm so happy for you both, and I'm sure your mom is happy too watching you happy, she said after knowing Vine is pregnant. Thank you so much, Auntie, for taking care of me as my mom did. Ush, come on, Vine, you are my daughter too. Congrats, Vine. Congrats, Oppa. Finally, a baby is coming to our house. I'm so happy. She jumped in excitement, making others smile too. So, when you both wants to get married after graduation or before that, as early as possible, they both say together, making everyone chuckle and they both blush. Okay, then saying that she left with Leah to start making the list of wedding. After they left, Jungkook pulled Vine to his making Vine shy. Jungkook, Auntie Leah will see us. So what? Let them see, he said, making Vine red and shy. She slightly Jungkook's, but Jungkook hold her hand over his and pull her more into him, making both of them to lock their eyes with each other. I love you, babe. Wine blush. I love you. Jungkook placed his lips on Wine's and both shared a passionate. But then Jungkook remembered something, so he pulled back from. Babe, do you remember our first time? He asked Wine with a frown. Don't be angry. I don't remember, but earlier when you me in my house, I got a little memory, but not much. She sadly said with a pout, making Jungkook smile, seeing her cute face. But then he shrimp. Okay, then let me remind you how we met for the first time. Saying this, he got up from coach with Wine in his arm and walked towards his room. Meanwhile, Wine was just processing what he meant, and soon she understood, and her face got red and shy. So she hid her face in Jungkook's neck, making Jungkook smile more like shrimp. The end. Thanks for watching. Bye.